So, hi everyone. Welcome to another Zoom meeting, now on Saturdays. And if you are listening on the podcast or you are watching on YouTube, you can find out more about our meetings together, our online community, and paid private mentoring with myself if it interests you on the website, which is www.acimwithkeith.com. All right. On with today, let us go to some quotes as is customary, from A Course in Miracles. So this is from chapter 4, section 1, paragraph 4. You dream of a separated ego and believe in a world that rests upon it. This is very real to you. You cannot undo it by not changing your mind about it. So you dream of a me and believe in a world of others and separate things that rests upon your delusion of a me. This is very real to you. You cannot undo it by not changing your mind about it. So you cannot undo it by not changing your mind about what you are. And that is what A Course in Miracles mind training is for. The purpose of the training is to see clearly that there's no me. You don't have to worry about the fact that you see others or separate things. That whole illusion rests on the one illusion that you're a separate self, a ghost that lives in a body, a thing with a past and a future. Separate self, something apart from totality. The Course calls it the little I, the separated ego, the separate self, the self you made that is not the Son of God. You dream yourself to be a me, and you believe in a world that rests upon it, a world of separateness, of otherness. It is very real to you, even though it's a complete illusion. And you cannot undo it by not changing your mind about what you are. So, the cause of all suffering, all pain, all discomfort, all dis-ease is the belief that you are a separate thing that stands apart from everything else. The Course says the one temptation is the temptation to perceive yourself as a self that you are not. A separated ego, a little I. In the East, they call it the I thought. In A Course in Miracles, it's called the self concept. It tells us a concept of a self, which is me, the story of me, the innocent victim. All right? The striver, the seeker, the doer, the thinker. This, the I thought. The concept of the self is made by you, and it bears no resemblance to yourself, capital S, at all. Lesson 93 says the self you made is not the Son of God, and therefore this self does not exist at all. And nothing it seems to think or do means anything. It is neither good nor bad. It is unreal, and nothing more than that. There is no you as a separate self. It does not exist. It is unreal, and nothing more than that. You are not separate. The message of the atonement is that the separation never happened. It wasn't true. It isn't true. It cannot be true. What you take yourself to be is a dream. And A Course in Miracles is how you wake up from the dream of the separated ego and the world that rests upon it. What the Course is for. Not everyone is ready to hear that. No self-respecting ego. No one misidentified wants to hear that what they take themselves to be is wholly unreal. But it is. Thank God. Because it is the cause of all pain and suffering and dissatisfaction. Course in Miracles tells us the reason for the Course is that you do not know what you are. And if you think that what you are is fearful, then it follows you will not learn this course. But the reason for the course is that you do not know what you are. You think you are a separate thing, moving amongst separate things. And that is wholly illusional. It's a dream. It's not true. Has never been true. It's not true now. That me does not exist. The I thought is unreal. So Course in Miracles tells us concept of the self. Who am I? This me, this separate self. The concept of the self has always been the great preoccupation of the world, and everyone believes that he must find the answer to the riddle of himself. What's my astrology sign? What's my Myers-Briggs sign? Go on Facebook, do a quiz, see what kind of potato I am, whatever. All right, that's the self concept. That's the me, the one with a story about itself is wholly unreal. That's not true. That doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. There is no you that is something other than what I am. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. From the point of view of a separated ego, there is a world of others that rests on that lie. The whole thing is a lie. It's not true. The self you made does not exist at all. It's not bad or good. It's unreal. Course in Miracles tells us in darkness, which is illusion, dream, thought identification, mind identification, in darkness you perceive a self that is not there. Now, the mind, which isn't you, is going to hear this and think, dear God, I have to surrender this self. But there isn't one to start with. There is no me. There is no separate self to be surrendered. Not a bad one, not a good one. It just doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. A Course in Miracles calls us to a clear seeing. That's all. What's the point in believing you're a separate self and adding a belief that the separate self you believe yourself to be isn't real? You're just compounding illusions, compounding concepts. So that's useless. If you leave this meeting going, oh my God, I think I'm a separate self, but it's not real, that's useless. That's a thought. Course in Miracles wants you to clearly see the non-existence of what you have taken yourself to be, not add a belief. How do I do that? So, the most direct statement of this is lesson 189. Simply do this. Be still and lay aside all thoughts of what you are and what God is, all concepts you have learned about the world, all images about you hold about yourself. Empty your mind of everything it thinks is either true or false or good or bad, of every thought it judges worthy, and all the ideas of which it is ashamed. hold on to nothing. Do not bring with you one thought the past has taught, nor one belief you have ever learned before from anything. Forget this course, forget this world, forget this course, and come with wholly empty hands unto your God, without thoughts. Do not hold on to a single thought about anything. No thought or concept is wholly true. Let them all go and let reality unveil itself. Come with wholly empty hands unto your God without a single thought. Without a single thought about what you are. Remember, salvation is the escape from concepts. Everyone thinks he must find the answer to the riddle of himself. What kind of a me am I? All right, that's a concept. Salvation can be seen as nothing more than the escape from concepts. The self that you are can't think about itself. Can't. When there is the illusion that the self that you are is thinking about itself, it manufactures the illusion of a self concept, a me. So this is the I with a story. Okay, but that I doesn't exist. You can't think about what you are, or you've gone into a dream of the separated ego and the world that rests upon it. You can only be what you are. You can't think about it, or it's a dream. The good news is you already are what you are and can't be anything other than you are. Never could, can't now, will never be able to be anything other than what you are as God created you, which is shining in your mind now. That's the good news. The bad news is you believe a whole load of thoughts, which are pure fiction, that you are a separated ego, that you have had a very hard time, that your past is dreadful, that people are awful, that they're the cause of your pain, that you're a body, that you're surrounded by ghosts in other bodies. That's not true. Those are thoughts. They have no effect on what you are right now. Not one of those thoughts is true. Not one. Thoughts are not reality. They are an interpretation of reality and its distortion. Mind is the dream machine. That's the dream world. When you identify with that conditioned mind, that's the dream world. That's the dream state. So in A Course in Miracles, like all the other spiritual traditions, they talk about awakening. It's waking up from the conditioned mind. It's realizing you've never been bound by it. None of the mind stories are true. Not one. You awaken to storylessness. Now, the mind hears that and goes, oh, this story of me, I'm really nothing. That's not what's being said. I'm saying there's nothing. Before there was the illusion of something, there's nothing. And that's all that's still true. What are you when you come with wholly empty hands unto your God without a single thought about what you are? You're already that. Let's remember. In this moment, are you present? Are you aware? Notice what happens. Out of habit, you'll ask the dream machine, and it can't answer to that. It has no answer. Because the mind, the thoughts, they can't know what you are. They can't. The mind can't see beyond itself, and you're not the mind. The mind is arising in you. What you are is aware of the mind, but the mind isn't aware of what you are. It can't be. Are you present? Are you aware? The mind can't answer that. To answer that, you have to disentangle yourself completely from all the thoughts and the stories and sink back into the essence of what you are in order to know without a shadow of a doubt in this moment, there is presence awareness. And you know that without a single thought. Am I present? Am I aware? Does this presence awareness need anything from the dream machine, from thoughts? Nothing. Nothing. Am I present? Am I aware? It is undeniable. It is blazingly obvious that there is presence and awareness here before the mind adds a single label to it or tells a story about it or tries to claim it. Before the mind, before the next thought rises, presence awareness is here. And it is always here. And it is what you are as God created you. It is what you are when you come with wholly empty hands onto your God, without the dream machine's dreams. Am I present? Am I aware? This presence and awareness is here before the mind vomits up the story of me. Just notice. Am I present? Am I aware? Stands pristine, utterly independent of the mind's dreams. It's coming with wholly empty hands onto your God. You just did it. Now, the challenge is you have to do it and not believe the next thought, the next dream. It's the practice. That's what it is to be vigilant only for God in this kingdom, the kingdom of beingness, which is here prior to the next thought, the next dream. Horse tells us, sink below the things that churn and bubble, the dreams, the thoughts of the separated ego and the world that rests upon it, and people should do this and they shouldn't do that. It's dreadful, I had an awful past, and I'm a victim, and it shouldn't happen to me. All right, go beneath all that nonsense. Come with wholly empty hands unto your God without clinging to that nonsense. Am I present and aware? Absolutely undeniable. Presence awareness is here before the mind adds a single lie, label, story, distortion, dream. You are not present. There is no you. Presence is what you are. You are not aware. There's no you. Awareness is what you are. And then the mind adds a story, which is wholly fictional and completely untrue. The me story the mind adds Remember, lesson 93, neither bad nor good, just unreal. Nothing more than that. There is no you. What presence awareness is, that's what you are. The mind adds dreams to it, which are wholly fictional. In the presence awareness, what that is, which is what you actually are as the Son of God, is the same thing everyone is. But the dream machine keeps adding thoughts. Once you've got in and dressed yourself in dreams, the little separated ego, now you dress the whole world in your dreams. You project stories, the mind's stories, onto presence awareness everywhere. And you see a world that's not there. You see a world that doesn't exist. It is your virtual reality dream world. It is the dream state. Because there is no self and others. There is this presence awareness, which is the truth of everything and everyone. That's what's here. Everything else is the dream machine. Untrue thoughts. That dream machine, those thoughts, the Course calls that dream machine the wild illusion, frantic and distraught, but without reality of any kind. Today, try not to listen to it. I'll take a quote about that in a moment. This is not difficult. This is not challenging. Okay? Either you stop believing all your thoughts and you're home, or you just let go into the presence awareness that's here. It's all that's true. It's all that's true everywhere. This presence awareness is what is here prior to everything. And everything is arising in this presence awareness. And nothing is separate from this presence awareness, because this presence awareness is what's appearing as everything and everyone, but it never stops being itself. You are that now. Now, you never have to achieve that. The thing that's trying to achieve it is a separated ego, and it will never achieve it. It's a thought loop pretending to be a person. You already are this. And the only thing that will confuse you is when you believe the next thought, the next dream the mind comes up with. There is no you. There's not. There's no such thing as a separate self. It does not exist. Now, people think the Course are like training you for 10 lifetimes time, or they think this is level one. This is not level one. Level one is where there's no consciousness and no perception. That's absolute reality. That's God. But the holy instant is still part of the dream, still level two. And the holy instant is when the me lie collapses. And there's just presence awareness as the truth of everything and everyone. But that's already here. You're just dreaming of a separated ego, a me, and a world that rests upon it. When you come with wholly empty hands onto your God, am I present? Am I aware? This presence awareness, does it need anything from the mind? No. Does it need anything from the world to be whole? No. Can anything that happens in the world take away the wholeness of this presence and awareness before a thought covers it up? No. 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 Wholeness is here, but not just here. It's the same wholeness that's everywhere. There are no self and others. Course in Miracles says, always remember your identity is shared and its sharing is its reality. Okay, the self that can't be shared is the separated ego. It's the dream. And remember, the dream is made out of believed thoughts, thoughts identified with. But am I present and aware? That gets me out. Until I think the next thought can add something to reality, but it will only distort it. Course in Miracles says all questioning within the world is a form of propaganda for itself. Am I present? Am I aware? Yes. Are there any questions in this presence awareness? No. All questions arise on behalf of the me, made of thoughts, trying to make itself better with thoughts, with more knowledge, with seeking, with more information. And the Course goes, no. Forget this world, the world of self and other. Forget this Course and come with wholly empty hands unto your God. Like present and aware. Where's your questions now? You never had any questions. That's the mind. The mind isn't you. It's a wild illusion, frantic and distraught with no reality whatsoever. Don't listen to it. Identify here where there's no questions, where there's perfect clarity. Perfect clarity. This is the doorway to the holy instant, the doorway to spiritual awakening. It's not spiritual awakening. It's not the holy instant, right? You have to stay here and reality will reveal itself. You do not have to stop thoughts. That's a disaster. That's like pouring oil on fire. You have to see there's no one thinking them. Am I present? Am I aware? Yes. Is this presence awareness thinking? No. But thoughts are arising in presence awareness, but they're ownerless. There's no separate identity in them. There's no individuality in them. They're just thoughts. And they are an illusion. You do not have to stop thoughts. You need to see that they arise on behalf of a me that doesn't exist. How do you know it doesn't exist? Are you present and aware? Is there a me in presence awareness? Or is there just presence awareness? Before a thought comes in with a dream, with a label, with a story, with a narrative, before any of that, presence awareness, is there a me here before the dream machine constructs one out of thoughts? No, there's not. There is no me. There is no you. There is only shared identity. And it is this presence awareness, belonging to no one. And you're already this. This is what you are right now in this moment. You have just been looking past it into the dream machine, which tells you that you have a past and a scary future and that you have a body and you're surrounded by other ghosts and bodies and they're guilty, a lot of them. And they're the reason for your upset. And you have to claw and seek and become and go on journeys. And okay, so that's all dreams. And you can let every single one go right now. Am I present and aware? Before the mind adds a dream, in this moment, am I present and aware? That is the only thing you know. Presence awareness. Everything else you thought you knew was supplied by the villain, the dream machine, Freddy Krueger, the wild illusion, frantic and distraught, but without reality of any kind. All the thoughts that are arising on behalf of a me that no one has ever been able to find. Am I present? Am I aware? Yes. Are thoughts arising? Yes. Is presence awareness thinking them? No. It's witness to them. It's not doing anything of a sort. Presence awareness is aware of thoughts arising. Now look in the thoughts and look for the me in the thoughts. Look for the me that's thinking them. Because thoughts will keep going, me, oh, it's me. That's a thought, right? So go and have a look. Where is this me? Where is this entity that's thinking thoughts? Go and have a look. Can you find a me? Or is there just ownerless thoughts? When you identify with that wild illusion, you think you are a me that's thinking, but there's no me. There's no thinker. There's just thoughts. They don't belong to anyone. You're already free. You've just been living in a daydream. You can wake up right now. Am I present and aware? And can I not believe the next dream the mind offers me? The Course in Miracles tells us the other way is remaining quiet, even in the midst of the turmoil. See the wall delusion? That's turmoil. Right? It's ranting and raving and going, but what about me? I'm a real person. I've been messed about. I'm an innocent victim. I have to stand up for myself. This is dreadful. Of course I exist. They're thoughts. But go and look for who's thinking them. The thoughts will say, me. Great. Go and look for the me that's thinking those thoughts. Go and look. There's no one thinking them. There's no one thinking them. There's no you. There's just this presence awareness, already free. There's just freedom for no one, already here. And you already are it. So you see, the fear of not being what you never were to be what you've been all along is insane. It arises on behalf of a me that doesn't exist. The fear of God is the fear of your own reality. This is your reality, presence awareness. That's your reality right now and eternally. Already. You're just believing dreams. Now, if you think, God, I have to stop the mind with all these dreams, oh my God, God help you. All right, you'll be here until doomsday. All right, fighting an illusion like Don Quixote and his windmills. Thoughts do not matter because they don't mean anything. Lesson four. These thoughts do not mean anything. Lesson four. They don't mean anything. That's all you need to know. Now, the Course does not say go to war with the thoughts. It does not say that. The Course in Miracles does not say get rid of those thoughts. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say change those thoughts. It says have a look. Those thoughts don't mean anything. And whatever thoughts are coming up about this statement, they don't mean anything. Thoughts don't mean anything. That's the realization. That's the shift. If you're fighting them, that's the mind fighting with itself. If you're trying to fix them, that's the mind trying to fix itself. The mind can't fix itself. It's a wild illusion. It's a disaster. It's a mess. You can't be happy as a me because the me is the divorcing of yourself from the happiness of what you are as God created you, which you already are until you believe the next dream. That's how simple this is. There has never been anyone in bondage, and there's no one to be liberated. Freedom is what you are. You have to stop believing thoughts. You have to stop identifying with them as though you, presence awareness, are not presence awareness. You are a thinker of thoughts. And the minute you think that, you are lacking and needing and wanting and clawing and seeking and becoming, and the whole thing's a dream. But simply do this. Come with holy empty hands onto your God. Am I present and aware? Is there anything wrong in this presence and awareness? Has any of the mind's machinations ever affected presence awareness? Has presence awareness, has it ever been wounded? Can it be wounded? Only the self you imagine yourself to be suffers. Presence awareness never suffers. You have to go into the dream machine, clothe yourself in a story, clothe the rest of the world in a story, and then go, oh my God, I'm an innocent victim. Well, guess what? There's no innocent victim. There's no one to be an innocent victim. It's your imagination. It's like putting on a Halloween mask and forgetting that you're not really Frankenstein. I'm an innocent victim. Well, go and look for the me in that thought. You ask the mind, to whom does that thought belong? The mind will say, me. But that's a thought. Now, who is the innocent victim? Go and find the me that is innocent and victimized. There's nothing there except a thought. Am I present? Am I aware? Yes. Is there any victimhood in presence awareness? No. The mind has to come in with a dream, with a story, with a wild illusion about a separated ego and a world that rests upon it. So, of course, a miracle says the secret of salvation is but this, that you're doing this unto yourself. You could come with wholly empty hands unto your God for total salvation now. If you stay in the dream machine, the virtual reality machine, where you are a self that doesn't exist, that is victimized and terrified and needing to become something and attain something and seeking and grasping and grievances, if you stay in there, your suffering will be exquisite. The restlessness will never end. the dissatisfaction will never end. And you'll go to your addictions and you'll go to your grievances to try and medicate the restlessness and make it feel better. And you'll go seeking for things. Oh, I'd be happy forever if I just got that thing. If someone hadn't done that, if I got something different. So thus becomes seek and do not find as an illusion amongst illusions. Okay, so as the Course says, you're not entitled to your bitterness. You could come with wholly empty hands unto your God to know what you are without your dreams. Am I present? Am I aware? Are there any problems here? No. I have to go into a dream and make up an identity for myself as a separated ego and make up an identity for everyone else as a separated ego. And then my suffering will be exquisite. Well, the Course goes, you're not entitled to your bitterness because the self that suffers doesn't exist. If you look in your mind for suffering, by God, you'll find it. If you look for the one who is suffering, you will find precisely nothing. Which means what you are that sees this isn't suffering. If you look in the body for pain, you'll find it. If you look in the mind for emotional pain, you'll find it. But to whom does it belong? Where is the me that suffers? There is no doubt there is pain here. But to whom does it belong? Who is the one that suffers from it? Where is the me in the physical pain? Where is the me in the emotional pain? It's not there. It's an assumption. It is a dream manufactured by thoughts. But in this moment, are you present and are you aware? The Course tells us the other way is remaining quiet in the midst of the turmoil. You, what you are as presence awareness already, is always okay. The thoughts and the emotions are going to have to go through a big purification process. But you, presence awareness, you're always okay. Sin, guilt, and fear, unresolved emotions, are going to have to come up and be seen. And you're always okay. As long as you, presence awareness, don't dissociate what you are and make up a false me out of identifying with the emotions. When sadness arises, sadness is here. That's undeniable. Sadness is here. There is an energy arising for resolution that wants to clear. Great. Okay, but I am sad is a dream. Look in the sadness. Where is the I? Where is the I that's sad? Where is it? Sadness is here, but where is the I that owns it? The I to whom it belongs, the I who suffers from the sadness. Go look for that. It's not there. It's neither good nor bad. It's unreal and nothing more than that. You will never find it because it does not exist because you are not a me. You are what everyone is. presence awareness. And that is what you can have this salvation now. In fact, you can only have it now. Course in Miracles says it is at this moment that complete salvation is offered you and that you can accept it. This is your one remaining responsibility. Atonement can be equated with a total escape from the past. So that's the mind out. Everything the mind says is from the past. Course calls them the values from the past, the thoughts, the values from the past learnings, right? So atonement can be equated with a total escape from the past, blank slate, and a total lack of interest in the future. Because who is the me that needs future salvation? It doesn't exist. It's neither bad nor good. It's just not there. In the meantime, what are you when you accept atonement? The total escape from the past and the total lack of interest in the future. That's just another way of saying, come with holy empty hands unto your God without your dreams. In the Song of Prayer, it says, lay down your dreams, you holy Son of God. Total escape from the past, no story. Does presence awareness have a story? No, not until the mind starts to pretend it has one and makes up a false self, a self-concept, an I thought, all right, which doesn't exist. It's a story about no one, that no one is thinking, that means nothing. Are you present and aware? Yes, that's what you are. That's why you are presence awareness, except there's no you. Presence awareness is what you are. You have just been deluded by the mind adding a story to it, which is wholly fictional. And you can come with wholly empty hands unto your God. You can accept atonement. Lay down your dreams, you holy Son of God. Am I present? Am I aware? Yes. Is there anything wrong with this presence awareness? No. Nothing. Until the mind says something. The dream machine starts up. Course in Miracles tells us I can be hurt by nothing but my thoughts. Can presence awareness be hurt? No. There is only the illusion of hurt when the thoughts come in with a dream about what I am as a me, as a separated ego, surrounded by others, guilty, the lot of them. That's the thought world. That's the dream world. The thought world is the dream world. That's the dream state. The fictional world of the separated ego and the world that rests upon it. It wasn't Jesus's world. It wasn't Ramana Maharshi's world. It wasn't Nisargadatta Maharaj's world. See, because it doesn't exist. That world doesn't exist. The world of self and other doesn't exist. It is an illusion that stands on the foundation of the false self. The assumed thinker of thoughts. But there's no one thinking thoughts. Thoughts are just happening. That's not ego. Ego is when I call them my thoughts. Now I don't know I'm presence awareness. I've gone into a dream. I'm going to try and get out of the dream with thoughts and thinking and coercion and seeking in the world and controlling the body and controlling others and controlling the world in a desperate attempt to be okay, because by Jesus, I'm not okay. But are you present and aware? Is presence awareness not perfectly okay? No matter what thoughts and emotions are doing? Presence awareness does not require the mind to be any way at all. It doesn't matter if there's a million thoughts or none, they're not you. Presence awareness doesn't care whether sadness is arising or happiness. It shines its light on both. Problem is when I think there's a me that's happy, and now there's a me that needs to cling to it and hold on to it and not lose it and fight people for it. Or there's a me that's sad and hates the sadness and wants to be happy instead. But the one that's trying to control thoughts doesn't exist. The one that's trying to control emotions doesn't exist. It's not that there's no control, there's no one there to control them. Thoughts and emotions are arising in the awareness that you are. That's fine until you leave God to fill your hands with dreams. These are my thoughts. I am a me that thinks thoughts that's not presence awareness with God. There's a me that owns this sadness and it's a disgrace and I should be feeling differently. You left God. Who is this you that goes from happy to sad to happy to sad to happy to sad? From pleasure to pain, from pleasure to pain to pleasure to pain. Who is this one? Go find it. Go find it. You will never find it because it doesn't exist. Because atonement is done. It's here. It's a fait accompli. All right. You're saved. You just keep believing dreams about a separated ego and a world that rests upon it. A world that has never been. The world that's here is one presence awareness at everything and everyone. There are no separate selves. There is no you and me. There is shared identity, which is presence awareness. Come with wholly empty hands unto your God for atonement. Lay down your dreams. Have a total lack of interest, total escape from the past, and a total lack of interest in the future. What is here? It's atonement. It's God. Course tells us you're at home in God, dreaming of exile, but perfectly capable of awakening to reality. There's a dream of me and a world that rests upon it arising in the peace of God right now. You don't have to stop the dream. You have to recognize it's a dream. And there's no one in it. There's no one in it. There's seeing, but there's no one seeing. There's hearing. There's no one hearing. There's talking, but there's no one talking. There's relating, but there's no one relating. There's no you. The self you made is not the Son of God. It's not there. It's not in the dream. The dream is in you. Dream is in you. You are not in time. Time is arising in you presence awareness. You are not in the world. The world is in you presence awareness. And it has no reality other than what you are presence awareness. There is no self and other. That's the dream world. That's the dream state. Awakening is awakening from the dream state, the world of self and other, the dream of the separated ego and the world of others that rests upon it, which has never existed. You are perfectly capable of awakening to reality. Is it your desire to do so? then come with holy empty hands unto your God. First thing to clearly see is presence awareness is what you are. Before the mind lends a single lie or baseless question or story or label, presence awareness is what you are already. It's glaringly obvious. Are you present and aware? This is what you are. There is no seeking for this, or you're going the wrong direction. If you're already home, if you're standing at your front gate to your house, you're home, unless you go seeking your house, because you must be moving away from it. You must have gone into dreams that you're something that needs to find presence awareness. Well, who's the one that needs to find presence awareness? Well, looking for that one. Who is the one that's seeking? You're already home. You're already home. Stop believing thoughts. Stay with wholly empty hands in your God. And don't go back into dreams. And when you do, come back again out of dreams. Don't stay in dreams fighting the dreams and seeking, and don't do that, right? As soon as you're seeking, that means you're dreaming. You think you're a separated ego, you've lost something, you need to gain something, you need to become something, you're on a journey, you have to become something. Who? Who needs all that? That's a story. That's an add-on. The mind is vomiting on top of presence awareness. But it's not real. Are you present and aware? That's real. You're already saved. You just haven't accepted it. You thought you could get a bit more mileage out of the dream world. You're in the dream machine going, I know I can get it to work out. I'm sure I can find happiness if I control people and control the world and control the body. I'm sure I can make this me, this virtual reality character, this avatar. I'm sure it can become happy. So let me save you decades. It doesn't work. You presence awareness cannot be happy as anything other than what you are. You can't be happy as a dream. You can't. The me is damned, except it doesn't exist. The me is damned to seek and do not find forever. Nothing will work. Nothing will stop the restlessness. Nothing will stop the wanting, the emptiness, the clawing, the sense that something is wrong. Nothing will stop it until you see. So the seeker never finds what it's looking for. The me never finds what it's looking for, but the seeker can be seen as an illusion. And when the seeker dissolves, the piece that was always here is unveiled. It is at this moment that complete salvation is offered you and that you can accept it. It's your one responsibility. Total escape from the past, the dream machine, total lack of interest in the future, no hope. The one who has hope for the future is an illusion. Salvation is now. There is no time except in the dream machine. Does presence awareness have a past or future? Has no past or future. You have no past or future. Lesson 8 says the one wholly true thought we can hold about the past is it's not here. There are thoughts about it here, but there's no past here. And thoughts are an illusion. And when you think you're thinking about the past and the future, your mind's actually blank because it's not really thinking about anything because you don't have a past or future. There is a story the mind has vomited up about a separated ego with a past and a future that's striving and doing its best and it's good in an evil world. It's all crap. All right? You don't have a past or future because there's no you. Presence awareness is what you are. And the mind, which is not you, which pretends to be you, the artificial intelligence, the automated response system of thoughts that you have mistaken yourself for, it goes, that sounds like death. I don't think I like the sound of that. But quite contrary to the opinion of the wild illusion, this is total fulfillment, peace, relief, and gratitude that you are as God created you and were never what you made of yourself with thoughts. Salvation was here all along. I was just chasing thoughts. I was just identifying with the wild illusion, thinking thoughts could help me, thinking thoughts were my friend. No, they're not. They're illusion. They don't mean anything. For the love of God, don't fight them. Don't try and silence them. Don't try and get rid of them. You have to recognize, oh, they're thoughts. But what does it have to do with the love and peace of the Holy Spirit in my mind? Presence awareness. Is presence awareness affected by these thoughts? No. Is presence awareness the one in the story? The victimized one? All right. Is that about presence awareness? No. Can you find the one that story is about? No. Because the one the story is about is just part of the story. Meanwhile, you, presence awareness, are already as God created you. But you wandered away in dreams. What's the harm of believing this one thought? What could possibly go wrong? That was the tiny mad idea. What possible harm could it be to believe it's possible to be a separate thing? What harm can come of that? That was the tiny mad idea. Stop leaving your thoughts in your home. At least you're on the doorstep of home. Reality will reveal itself when you're not lost in dreams, when you don't have a conceptual identity for yourself, when there's no psychological time. There's always going to be calendar time in the dream, all right, but not in the mind. Who is the one with a past and future? Go and have a look. Who is the me with a past and a future? Can you find it? What is looking for the one with a past and future and can't find it? Presence awareness. Lesson 68. You who are created by love, like itself, can hold no grievances and know your capital S self. In other words, what you are cannot judge. It's not possible. Once again, in this moment, are you present and aware? And this presence awareness that's here before the Dream machine opens its mouth. Is it judging? Is there any judgment here in presence awareness? Is there any opposition? Is there any grievances here before the mind vomits something? Is there anything opposing, judging, or holding grievances here? Or says you've been asked not to judge. This is not to take a right off you. You cannot judge. You, presence awareness, cannot oppose or judge. There's only surrendered acceptance here until the mind vomits something on top of the surrendered acceptance to try and hide it. You, presence awareness, created by love like itself, can hold no grievances and know what you are. The mind has grievances. The mind has stories about the victimized ego, the separated ego, the one that's hard done by. It should never have happened. Why did it have to happen to me? Why does everything go wrong for me? That's the mind. That's not you. It's the mind. Those are dreams. The mind has grievances. The mind is grievances. That's all it is, but it's not you. You, presence awareness, aren't seeking for anything. You, presence and awareness, are not holding grievances about anything. The mind is, but the mind is an illusion. It's not you. If you think you have a grievance, you think you're a me. You don't know that presence awareness is what you are. To hold a grievance is to see yourself as a body. To hold a grievance is to let the ego rule your mind and to condemn the body to death. So, right there in your mind is the ego thought system. All that's arising on behalf of a self that doesn't exist, a separated ego in a world that rests upon it. All those thoughts, look at them. They're all about me and the others, the ones I want, the ones I don't want, the clawing, the needing, the wanting, the striving, the journeying. See, it's all based on separateness. That's a dream. It's the dream world. See? Meanwhile, presence and awareness can't judge. It's not that it doesn't, it can't. Only the self you imagine yourself to be can hold grievances. But no matter what you imagine, you cannot judge. You cannot hold grievances. Perhaps you do not fully realize just what holding grievances does to your mind. It seems to split you off from your source and make you unlike him. So, this presence awareness is the memory of your source, memory of God in your mind. You are this. You are this. Unless you use thoughts to split yourself off from presence awareness as a me that's trying to attain presence awareness and a me that's judging and holding grievances and seeking and wanting. And see what you did? You present and aware. It's the memory of what you are in God. That's what you are in the Holy Spirit right now. Until you identify with the wild illusion and now you think you're something other than presence awareness that can judge, that can think about the past and the future, that's on a journey, that needs to attain atonement, that needs to be good and change its behavior. You've split yourself off from your source. When you split yourself off from presence awareness, which is what thought does, when you identify with it, not thought, but the belief you're thinking, splits you off from presence and awareness to think you're an illusion called me, surrounded by other illusions called others. Presence awareness can't judge. If you think you're judging, you've split yourself off from your source. You imagine yourself to be a thing other than source that can judge, but nothing can judge. You cannot judge. You can imagine yourself to be something you're not in the dream machine. That's judging. But go and find who is the me that has these judgments. Can you find the me in the judgments? Or are they just ownerless thoughts? Where's the me that's judging? Can I find it in the judgments? And the one that cannot find the me that's judging can't be itself judging because you're already home. You just keep getting caught in thought loops, which are dreams, where it seems like you go into a dream and become a dream thing and want dreams and fight dreams and seek dreams, and it's all a dream, but you present and aware. Come back to God. Drop your dreams. Lay down your dreams, you holy Son of God. And where is the suffering? Who is there to suffer? I am a son of God. His son can suffer nothing, and I'm a son. Can presence awareness suffer? Only the dream me can suffer, but it doesn't exist. Yes, pain, emotional and physical, will arise in presence awareness, but presence awareness isn't suffering over it. There has to be identification. Presence awareness has to forget itself and become identified with the objects of itself: physical pain, emotional pain, thoughts. All right. And now there's a fictional character here called me who suffers from the sadness, who suffers from the pain, who suffers from the past, who suffers from the future, who suffers because of the others out there. Can you find the one who suffers? Doesn't exist. It's neither bad nor good. It's unreal. Nothing more than that. You can't suffer. Only the imaginary me suffers, but it doesn't exist. You already are presence awareness. Lay down your dreams and come home with wholly empty hands onto your God. Stop thinking you can get something out of dreams. There's no mileage there. There's no mileage to be knocked out of them. Holding grievances, perhaps you do not realize what it does to your mind. It seems to split you off from your source and make you unlike him. Makes you believe that he is like what you think you have become. So you think you're a me, and now you think God is an other who dreams, because there's only what is. For no one can conceive of his creator as unlike himself. Shut off from your capital S self. Am I present and aware? Yeah. Shut off from that by believing thoughts, dressing myself in thoughts and stories. Shut off from your capital S self, which is still here, which remains aware of its likeness to its creator. Your capital S self, presence awareness, seems to sleep. while the part of your mind that weaves illusions in its sleep appears to be awake. That's the part you call me, the thinker, the seeker, the wanter. Can all this arise from holding grievances? Oh, yes. In dreams, you seem to awaken. This is from chapter 18, section 2, paragraph 5. So you've night dreams, and this is the section. You seem to awaken, and the dream is gone. You're not on the beach with your margarita anymore. All right. So that dream is gone. You seem to awaken in the bed as me. Yet what you fail to recognize is that what caused the dream has not gone with it. So the dream was manufactured by thoughts. You thought you were a dream self on a dream beach with a dream margarita, surrounded by dream hunks. All right. Because thoughts were manufacturing that illusion. But then you wake up and the dream you, the dream beach body, the dream sand, the dream sun, the dream margarita, the dream hunks, it's all gone. And you think you're awake. The mind is still busy spinning dream. It's a different dream. It's a different dream. But now the night dream is replaced by daydreaming. See? Daydreaming. Your thoughts. See? Telling me I'm a separated ego, I'm an innocent victim, and there's others out there that are out to get me. Have a victimized past and a very frightening future. See, the mind is still spinning the dream. You think you're awake, but all that happened is the mind is just spinning thoughts differently. You seem to awaken and the dream is gone. No margarita. Yet what you fail to recognize is that what caused the dream, believing thoughts can tell you who you are, what you are, has not gone with the dream. Your wish to make another world. This is the world of self and other, the world of the separated ego and the world that rests upon it. The dream of self and other, the dream of the limited, lacking, wanting me. Your wish to make another world that is not real remains with you. See? What you seem to awaken to is but another form of this same world you see in dreams. See, one minute you were believing your thoughts and thinking you had a dream body on a dream beach with a dream sun and a dream margarita surrounded by dream hunks. See? Because the mind was telling you that's what you are. And you wake up and the mind is saying, oh, you're the one in the bed with a terrible past and a frightening future. It's changed. It's just a different dream. All your time is spent in dreaming. When the body sleeps, you dream that you're a me in a dream world. And when the body awakens, you dream you're a me in the day world. See? You're in the thought world. You're in the dream state, where thoughts dictate what reality is. That's what happened in sleep, and that's what happens when you think you're awake. The night dream is replaced by the daydreams. I am unhappy. I am unfairly treated. I have had a terrible past. I am going to have a frightening future. See, thoughts are telling you what you are. That's the daydream. That's why all your time is spent in dreams. Whenever you believe the mind, the dream begins. The only thing you can know for sure is, I am. Am I present? Am I aware? Presence awareness is here. Everything else needs a dream. Everything else needs a dream. You have to ask the dream machine, and then what? See, am I present? Am I aware? And the mind goes, and what? And the next dream starts. Your daydreams. Your daydream that you're a ghost inside here in the body, sharing the limitations and the fate of the body. Seeing other ghosts out there in other bodies. See, that's your daydream. That's not true. Come with holy empty hands unto your God. Accept atonement. Total escape from these, the values of the past. Total lack of interest in any other moment except this one. My present and aware. So when the course was being dictated, Bill, he like many of us, he couldn't let go of this. But how did the tiny mad idea happen in the first place? How could that happen in heaven, right? Um, even as a dream, how could it happen? If we have everything, why would we dream of something else? Why would we reject heaven for something else? He couldn't let it go. And the answer is it made it into chapter 4, section 2, um, paragraphs 1 to 3. It is reasonable to ask how the mind could ever have made the ego a separate self. In fact, it's the best question you could ask. There is, however, no point in giving an answer in terms of the past, because the past does not matter. And history would not exist if the same errors were not being repeated in the present. Are you present and aware? Stay there and don't go back into dreams. That's what Bill has been told. Don't keep making the same error. Don't keep believing a silly, mad idea. Stay here. Don't go back into the thought world. Don't go back into the dream machine. See the error that's getting made now? Am I present? Am I aware? Let me be vigilant only for this, God and his kingdom. See, Bill has been going, don't be asking how something happened in an imaginary past. Have a look now in your experience. Stop believing the ego thought system. Stop making an identity up for yourself out of separateness thoughts. Are you present and aware? That's total salvation. Stay here. And when you have wandered away in dreams, get yourself back. Get yourself back. Or, and what you seem to awaken to is but another form of this same world you see in dreams. All your time is spent in dreaming. Your sleeping and your waking dreams have different forms, and that is all. Their content is the same. The lacking, needing, wanting me, the separate self, surrounded by other separate selves, slowing and seeking and striving and wanting and hating and grievances. These dreams are your protest against reality and your fixed and insane idea that you can change it, that you can change reality. The only thing you know is presence awareness. Thoughts are trying to augment and distort this reality. They can't. They're just thoughts. They don't mean anything. And your fixed and insane idea that you can change reality. In your waking dreams, these are your daydreams of the separated ego and the world that rests upon it, the lacking, needing, wanting me that has never existed and doesn't exist. The special relationship has a special place. Okay, now in the core, special means separate, individual, unique. Me, the separated ego, surrounded by the world that rests upon it. See, there's no you and there's no other. There's just shared identity. There's just presence awareness as the truth of everything and everyone. The special relationship, which is the person that you hate or the person you say you love, but it's a special relationship because you think you're one thing, you're one self, a separated ego, and they're a different separated ego. And now you either hate them or say that you love them in order to feel better about yourself as a separated ego. The whole thing's a dream. Special relationship is your determination to keep your hold on unreality and to prevent yourself from waking. Am I present and aware? Yes. This is what my brother is with me. There's no self and other, there's just this. Yes, God and his kingdom, reflected perfectly in my mind in this moment. One identity shared. So the special relationship, the one you love because they're different than everyone else, or the one you hate because they're different than everyone else, that's your special relationship. That's your attempt to not wake up because there's no self and other. The one capital S self shines as everything and everyone in the dream, and it is presence awareness. That's what's here. Everything else is a dream. And while you see more value in sleeping, which means being in your thoughts, believing your thoughts, thinking you're thinking your thoughts about the past and the future, even though your mind is blank because you don't have a past or future, but you believe in a separated ego, and then you suffer and you want and you claw and you need and you hate and you love cannibalistically. That's just sleeping. While you see more value in sleeping, believing thoughts, identifying with them, than in waking, you will not let go of it. So I want to tell you what the end of this journey looks like that A Course in Miracles is leading us on. And it's encapsulated in lessons 361 to 365. This holy instant would I give to you. The holy instant is what's here when the me drops. Am I present and aware? Presence awareness everywhere. That's the holy instant. No self and other. The holy instant known is special for your personal needs intrude on no one to make your brother seem different. Without the values from the past, the thought world, the dream machine, you would see them all the same and like yourself, and you would see no separation between them. That's off the top of my head. I can't remember where it's from. This holy instant would I give to you. Be you in charge. This, the emptiness, full emptiness, presence awareness, belonging to no one. Presence awareness, Holy Spirit, same thing. Be you in charge. I would follow you. I would be what this presence awareness is rather than the imaginary me. Certain that your direction gives me peace, not dreams. And if I need a word to help me, he will give it to me. The word will come out of this presence awareness, not from thinking, not from analyzing, not from going into thoughts and ruminating in them and thinking and soul searching and none of that crap. Am I present and aware? Yes. Let me stay here and be vigilant against thoughts for God and his kingdom. And if I need a word, it'll be given. And if I need a thought, call your mother. Buy something for your daughter. If I need a thought, that will presence awareness give. And if I need but stillness and a tranquil, open mind, these are the gifts I will receive of him. Lay down your dreams, you holy Son of God. Accept the atonement and come with holy empty hands unto your God. And when a thought is useful instead of for dreaming, it will come from the stillness of presence awareness, not from thinking, not from analyzing, not from living in thoughts, not from going into the dream machine. It will be insight. It will arrive fully formed from the stillness. And if I need words to say in this moment, they will not arise from analysis and thinking and planning. They will come from the stillness and meet the needs of the moment. And otherwise, the mind is still and peaceful, untroubled by dreams. Even in the midst of dreams, they're just dreams. All is well. Quiet in the midst of the turmoil. Okay, some people put their hands up and down and up and down. Not sure quite what that means. um, would anyone like to ask a question? Libby, you were one of the hands that have been going up and down. My lovely assistant will send you an invite to take yourself off mute. Go for it, Libby. Yeah, you're unmuted. You can speak.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can indeed. Go ahead.
I can no longer see you. Oh, there you are. Okay. So I am presence,
No,
and arising in presence is our thoughts and sometimes sadness and whatever. Where are those arising from?
presence.
Why would sadness be arising in presence?
Because there is only the truth. And even the whole illusion is only an appearance of the truth with no effect on the truth. It was a tiny mad idea in heaven. Heaven was not displaced by it. So the Course tells us that the separation was nothing but a faulty formulation of reality with no effect at all. Reality hasn't been affected. It seems to be appearing as a world, a hell, but it has never stopped being heaven because there's nothing else. Because there cannot be illusion. There cannot even be truth and illusion. That's duality. The Course says the world needs to become part of heaven. So the end of the world is not its destruction, but its translation into heaven. There's never been anything else. Look around you. It's just heaven. Looking like something else from fictional perspective of separateness. But heaven was never altered. This world has never happened. Consciousness has never happened, and the world consciousness made has never happened. Why? Because consciousness and the world have never been separate from or other than God. Nothing has ever been separate from or other than God. There is only God. God shares his fatherhood with you, who are a son. He sees you only as himself, and nowhere does the Father end and the Son begin as something separate from him. Your will is God's will. There is no separate will of a separate me. God's creation was created to know itself as God's infinite being, and that's all that's here. It might be looking like a world, but it has never ceased to be heaven. God and creation, indistinguishable. That's what's here, except in the thought world. Now, the Course is saying, listen, come with holy hands unto your God. You do that with every miracle. You exit the thought world, you wake up in the dream, you look back at the dream and you go, it's just a dream. What am I? Presence awareness. What is the world? Presence awareness. There's just presence and awareness. The mind is naming things. It says walls, desk, computer, body, me, you, right? But all that's here is one presence awareness. Appearing is everything. There's no separate objects. There's one presence awareness appearing as everything. The forms, the broken pieces seem to take me nothing, for the whole is in each one. And every aspect is just the same as every other part, except in the world of names, in the world of labels, in the dream machine, in the mind, when Freddy Krueger gets his cleaving labels and stories out. All right? Separation is just a formulation of reality with no effect at all. Nothing happened. That's the message of the atonement. This is already heaven. Appearing is something that never happened. But remember, you're awakened God, dreaming of exile. See? So where else could you be but God? And what else could the illusion be but a false appearance of God? And the Course asks us to overlook the appearances and see no separation anywhere. There's just one presence awareness as the truth of everyone. That's the holy instance. Well, that's not what we try and make happen. See, because remember, the first pronoun error is the dream me, the lacking, unhappy me, the seeking me, the wanting me. That's the first pronoun error. And it's from that error that the error of you, him, her, they, that, all the other pronoun errors spring from the separated ego error. So we don't do anything with the rest. We accept the atonement for ourselves. What am I when I come with holy empty hands unto my God? when I reject the values from the past, and when I give up any hope of a future moment that saves me. What is here in this moment? Presence awareness. Now, there's no thought spinning a narrative about what everyone else is, projecting a past onto them. The presence awareness that's here is what's everywhere. And it's appearing as happiness and sadness. It's appearing as pleasure and pain. It's appearing as the good ones and the bad ones and the right ones and the wrong ones and the living ones and the dead ones and the ones being born. Okay, one presence awareness is appearing as everything and everything. There's no separation anywhere. That's what's true. That's what the holy instant reveals. So the separation is a faulty formulation of reality with no effect on reality. So you ask, how can sadness be arising in presence and awareness? See, because presence and awareness is appearing as sadness without ever ceasing to be itself. Heaven is appearing as the earth without ever ceasing to be heaven. Heaven is appearing as hell without ever ceasing to be heaven. It's just a faulty formulation of reality. It's just a faulty perspective caused by a belief that separateness is possible, but it was never possible. And the perspective is impossible. Does that make
So
sense,
even
Libby?
as presence awareness, I am not enlightened. I am not thinking only with the mind of God. I am still seeing the error of the world, the errors of the world, or the formulation of the world that I formulated in my separation.
You're still thinking there's a you that is presence awareness,
Yeah.
but there's not. You're still thinking that there's a person that is presence awareness, but the person is arising as an idea in presence awareness. You are not presence awareness because there's no you. Presence awareness is what you are. So in this moment, Libby, are you present and aware? And without the values from the past, remember, you can't think about the past and future. When you think you do, your mind's actually blank because you can't think about the past and the future. Without any story from the past or story from the future, can you find any evidence of yourself as a person?
No.
But what is here?
Stillness.
Yeah, presence awareness. But is there anyone in the stillness or is there just stillness?
Feels like just stillness.
Because that's all that's here. Because there can't be anyone in it because this is what you are. Except there's no you. Presence awareness is what you are. Now, the mind has to add a story about the one who needs to get this, the one who needs to hold on to this. Okay, but they're all dreams. Like, let your dreams go. Lay down your dreams, you holy son of God. And what's here? What's here is peace. What's here is presence awareness, but not for someone. And the presence awareness that's here, it's not dreaming. It sees all the appearances of itself, but knows only itself. See, we don't need to go back into the thought world about my what I made and what I didn't make, and these are all dreams. Tiny Mad Idea was the first thought. See, and we identified with that thought and thought there was something thinking it. All right. And then this whole mess begins. This whole thought system of separateness and otherness and good and bad and right and wrong and should and shouldn't. And okay. They're only thoughts. See, you can have complete salvation now by realizing that presence awareness is what you are and there's no me. Now, there's no tiny mad idea. There's no miscreation. There is a world which now has no source, has no cause. See, the cause of the world was the belief in separateness and guilt over it. That's what caused the world. Well, what happens when you go back? Am I present and aware? Yes. Is there anything other than this anywhere? No. no tiny mad idea. And so now there's just a causeless world. Presence awareness appearing as a causeless world, but never ceasing to be itself.
I guess I thought that in presence awareness, that world would disappear.
No, the Course says there is no world. This is the central thought this Course attempts to teach. It doesn't mean the world disappears. It means what you thought the world was disappears. In other words, there is no world. There is only presence awareness appearing as a world. So if I have modeling clay and I model it into a modeling clay street with modeling clay people and modeling clay animals and modeling clay trees and modeling clay houses, all right, there's no street there. There's just modeling clay looking like a street, but it has never stopped being modeling clay. It doesn't matter whether it looks like a street or it looks like the moon, right? It's modeling clay. It never stopped being modeling clay. It's still modeling clay. It'll always be modeling clay. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's modeling clay looking like that. So the dream doesn't disappear. It ceases to veil reality from itself. So just like modeling clay, there is no world. There's only awareness looking like a world. But all there is no world. There's just awareness looking like a world. Doesn't matter where I look. It's the one awareness, right? So the world has no separate reality of its own. It has only borrowed its apparent reality from awareness, but it never had a reality of its own because there's nothing in it except awareness. There aren't separate things. There's just one awareness as everything and everyone. So the
Right.
street borrowed its temporary appearance from modeling clay, but there was never a street. It was only ever modeling clay there. The world borrows its appearance from consciousness, which has borrowed its appearance from God. Okay. But there was never any world. There was only ever heaven looking like the world. So when the Course says there is no world, that means there is no separate things. There's just oneness, non-duality appearing as multiplicity and diversity, but it's all one. It's all God ultimately. It has no reality of its own. It's borrowing an apparent reality from reality. But even the dream was only ever an appearance of reality. Reality was never displaced by anything. Reality is all that's ever actually been here. Modeling clay never became a street. Awareness never became a me or a world. Okay, all that was ever here was awareness, like modeling clay. And it doesn't matter what it's looking like. So when we say there is no world, there is no world of me and you, of the good guys and the bad guys and the things that should be happening and the things that shouldn't be happening and the things that in the past and the things in the future. And oh, that's not here. That's not here. There's just awareness in this moment showing up as this. Just this. Just awareness looking like this. That's all that's here. And that is freedom. What bondage looks like is this is not the way it's supposed to be. It should be different. It shouldn't have happened to me. I'm the one that's suffering. I'm the guilty victim. Right? That's what bondage looks like. But that I doesn't exist, so there's no bondage. So are you present and aware? Because right now you can come with wholly empty hands onto your God. And what you discover is shining as the truth of all the world. There's no world. There's just what you find when you come with wholly empty hands onto your God, appearing as a world, but still this, just this shared identity, just this oneness. Does that make sense, Libby?
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, my
Very.
pleasure. So we have one more hand, so we'll do that before we finish. So we have Kathy, my lovely assistant, will send you an invite. Take yourself off mute.
Kathy, you should have it. There we go. Can
There
you
you go,
hear me?
Kathy. Yes,
Cool.
go for it.
Oh my goodness. I know I'll listen to you over and over again. So in my story, I'm one of those mothers you've referred to. Um, and but I my question is to you, when is it possible when we were born, could we have possibly been aware of everything you're teaching us? It's like having known it and then spun off into the world because of the crazy out there, and then full circle you come back to the knowing what we knew all along. I guess what I'm
Um,
saying, I see myself as this little person in the middle of uh, the rage, what have you, which God knows is only grown more today, and watching it and seeing the unnecessary, that wanting to stop the rage and the hate and the separateness,
okay,
knowing,
but Kathy, can I just stop you there? Because all we need is
yeah,
clear
yeah,
seeing. All we need is clear seeing, right? Because you're in the
okay,
dream world now. You're in the
yeah,
dream
yeah,
world. You're meing, right? Instead of
yes,
being, you're
totally,
meing
totally,
right now.
right?
So, so there's rage here, right? If you look for rage in your mind, by God, it's there, right?
Oh my
Now,
God, yeah.
now, if I say to you, to whom does that rage belong? Thoughts, because now you can't think, right? But thoughts, the wild illusion will say me. Now, so go and tell me, where is the me in the rage?
Mm. Me, I always felt outside of it. The me and the rage, maybe in the middle of
Where does it belong to? Who's the
it.
me? Who is the me that suffers
Mm,
from the rage? Who is the me that does the rage? Who is the me that's guilty of the rage? Who is the me that wants to fix the rage? Go and find that me.
yeah, I guess that's my pushback because my awareness was always it was out there and I wanted to stop it.
Yeah, but now
Um,
go. If I say
yeah,
who wants to stop it, thoughts,
me,
thoughts,
little me.
not
Yeah,
you will
right,
say me, but
right,
go and
right, right,
find the
right.
me that wants to stop it.
It's just this presence right here, right now, I guess. Um, the small self.
This presence right here, right now, does it have rage?
Mhm. No, not in my space, or in this space.
Is there any other space apart from this space?
No.
And so, has there ever been rage here in presence awareness?
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
And yet, presence awareness is aware
mm-hmm,
of the energy of rage coming up to want to release. But
mm-hmm,
is presence awareness suffering from that rage? Is it changed by the rage?
mm-mm, mm-mm. Not at all.
Not until there's the dream that says, my rage, my problem, I'll fix it. Right?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
dream.
yeah,
That's where the
yeah.
suffering starts.
Right.
That's where all the suffering begins. One temptation, the temptation to perceive yourself as a self that you are not. The self you've made out of thoughts that is not the Son of God. And this self does not exist at all. And nothing it seems to think or do, like my rage, how will I fix it? Right? Nothing it seems to
Right, right.
think or do means anything. It's neither good nor bad. It's unreal. Nothing more than that. So to whom does the rage belong?
I want to say something outside of me, or my this being, um,
Is there anything outside
aware of
presence
it.
awareness?
No, this
Okay.
peace. I'm surrounded by a
Yeah, but
sense
even
of
who is the one that's surrounded by peace?
uh, it's,
All that's here,
okay,
all that's here is peace. For no one. For no one.
right.
Because you don't have peace. Peace is what you are. Nobody claims peace because that will be the separated ego. Something apart from the peace that needs to get it and hold on to it and wallow in it and rest in it. But who's doing
Right,
that?
right,
There's no one doing that. It's just a thought. See,
right.
atonement's done.
Oh God, thank God.
See, there's just all this is seeing. Presence awareness is here already as the truth of what I am, and there is no me. There's no me. Thoughts are manufacturing that illusion, but it's total illusion. Yes, thoughts are happening, but there's nobody thinking them. When you think you're thinking them, your mind's blank because you can't think them. But they are happening, but you
Hmm.
just have to go, oh, thoughts. But what does that have to do with the peace of the Holy Spirit of my mind? See, I have to fix it. You're not coming with wholly empty hands onto your God. You still think you're
When
a
they
me.
come to you and want
You're,
fix, when it's always coming at you asking for the fix. Again, I know I want to get it out of
no,
you
no, no.
so you
Yeah,
can
yeah. No, no,
help
no.
me.
We're gonna work this out together, Kathy. Even despite the
Oh,
dodgy
good,
internet
good.
connection.
I'm going to sit down. Okay.
Okay, now
Let me
settle,
have it.
settle, settle, settle,
Okay.
settle, settle.
Okay.
Be still and know that I'm
Hmm.
God.
Hmm. Okay.
So, without any
Mm.
values from the past or hopes for the future,
Right,
can you
right.
find any evidence of yourself as a me?
No. Well, I just have this awareness.
So, without the values from the past, can you find the one that needs to fix something?
No.
It's all dreams.
Right.
See, you're already home.
Ooh,
See, but the
yeah.
one that wants to go home doesn't exist. It's a
Right.
thought masquerading as identity, but that self does not exist at all. Nothing it seems to think or do means anything. It's neither good nor bad. It's unreal. Nothing more than that. You are not present and aware. Presence awareness is what you are. There's no you in it. There's no you owning it. There's no you that has to cling to it or hold on to it. Those are dreams. You, this is already it. So as we embark on dissolving the ego, and that's just repeatedly looking to go, to whom does this rage belong? Who, to whom does this ego attack belong? And each time looking, not listening to a thought going, there's no me, that's crap. No, no, no. You have to actually look and keep looking for the me that seems so real. You have to keep looking for it and go, honest to God, it's not here. It doesn't exist. All right. So when you use the Holy Spirit for your teacher, which is presence awareness, this alive, awake, aware nothing that has no story, but within which all stories have their being. When you choose this, the other way is remaining quiet, even in the midst of the turmoil. And that means that mad thoughts are arising on behalf of me. All these emotions are coming up to clear, and you bring them presence awareness. There's nothing to fix. There's no one to fix. You bring the dream to waking. You bring the darkness to the light. You bring the illusion to the truth. You bring the wrong mind to the right mind. See? So you go, look what the mind is doing, and that's perfectly fine. Can I let it be exactly as it is? Look what the emotions are doing. Can I let them be exactly as they are? They are arising on behalf of me. The rage is arising on behalf of an angry me, which doesn't exist. Now, can I just witness that illusion? Can I just allow that to be exactly as it is? And can I allow this feeling, which wants to clear, it's coming up to heal. The mad voices are going, that's because people shouldn't do this. That's the lie. That's the dream, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, that's the mind trying to make sure that this won't clear so you can stay asleep. But instead you go, aha, the world is exactly as it should be. And this, it's showing me this that is up next to clear, this rage. So when I allow the rage to emerge without wanting to fix it, when I allow it to be here without identifying with it, rage is here. But to whom does it belong? Where's the me that's enraged? There's no one there. So presence awareness is here. It's perfectly peaceful. Within it, rage is coming up to clear. Now, can I just let it come up without trying to do something with it and without believing the mind's stories about it? We don't try and fix it. Forgiveness is still, and it quietly does. What does it do? Nothing.
Nothing.
It
Okay.
offends no aspect of reality, nor does it seek to twist it to appearances it likes. It merely looks and waits and judges nothing. So presence awareness is already here. Your mind needs to be cleared of all the obstacles to the awareness of presence. Presence does not need to be cleared. Presence is already clear. All right. So the right mind is already fine. All right. You bring this rage to what cannot judge it and isn't trying to fix it. All that is necessary with the dreams is to bring them to the dreamer. And the dreamer goes, they're the dreams. What does it have to do with the dreamer?
Do we weave in and out of that? I mean, like with what you're saying, I understand is
That's
truth
the illusion.
within.
That's the illusion. But
Okay.
are you ever anything other than presence awareness?
No.
So you see,
Well,
the
I
idea
feel I
that
do
we
that in and out. Yeah. Sorry.
yeah, but you see, can you be something other than presence awareness?
No.
Can you see why it's an illusion then to say that we weave in and out? Now, I know that's the experience, right? And I'm
Right.
going to
Right.
explain that in a second, but I want you
Yeah.
to
I
see
need that.
clearly. You presence awareness is what you are. It's what's here
Right.
before the mind vomits the next story.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So you can't be anything other than presence awareness. Everything arises from here, but you can't be anything other than presence awareness. Okay, so you cannot, this is why the Course says, you cannot change what you are as God created you. You can try with thoughts, but it doesn't matter how much you go into the thought world. You can't change what you are as God created you. You
Right.
can't.
Right. Right.
All right, so presence awareness is what you always are. So you can't lose it. And you don't need to cling to it. And there's not even anyone
Right.
to lose it or cling to it because all that's here is presence awareness, right?
Right.
Now,
Right.
the problem is that the mind, which isn't you, so thoughts, projects coming and going onto presence awareness. So all we have is presence awareness. And then the mind has stories about, oh, I went off and I came back again and I couldn't find it. And they're all
Mhm.
thoughts. Meanwhile, all them thoughts are happening in presence awareness. So even when it seems like you've lost awareness, what is aware of that? Awareness.
Right. Right.
See, awareness is never absent. All that's happening is you're getting caught in dreams, thought loops. You just keep going back into the virtual reality world, the dream state. See, all that's here is presence awareness until the mind vomits fiction over it. So
Okay. So then,
there's no
oh,
coming and going from presence awareness because that's what you are, and
mm,
there's no one to go and come from presence awareness because there is no me. There's just thoughts. And if you identify with them, you will seem to split yourself off from your source to be something that's separate, that can judge and seek and want and club. But all that is just thoughts arising in presence awareness. They're just ownerless thoughts. Meanwhile, presence awareness is what you are. And at any given moment, you can go, let me return with wholly empty hands without my dreams to God. Am I present and aware? Is there any me here? No. Therefore, is there any problem here? No. There might be the emotion of rage coming up to clear, but what does that have to do with me? What does that have to do with what sees this and doesn't judge it? See, the only problem is when something is in there identifying, going, my rage, my problem, my fix it. The Course is going, well,
yeah.
forgiveness just knocks that out of the park because there's no one to fix it. There's no one in trouble. There's just these energies that want to clear. And the mind is coming in complicating that with the story of me and my rage and I need to fix it and I need to change it. But those are all just thoughts. They're just dreams. Presence awareness
So
is what you are.
so again, that in and out of that. So a Reiki master and there's
No, no,
lots
but
of
no, no,
different
I want you
energetic
to
work.
know. No, no, no. Can I stop you?
Yeah, that's what I need help
Who,
with as well.
who, who moves in and out of awareness?
The small self.
But can you
The
find that self?
no. I have that feeling, that sense, that panic. You talk about panic. Oh my
No, no, no,
God,
no,
the
no, no. You
panic
see, no,
attack.
no, no, no. Listen, listen. Panic is arising, And now
right,
the mind has a story about the one who is panicking because they're not
right,
aware and they need to
right,
become
right,
awareness.
right,
Okay, so the way you
right.
practice forgiveness is you drop the story.
Just get rid of it.
In this moment, are you present and aware?
Yes.
Okay, and is there anything wrong in this presence and awareness?
No, not at all.
No.
So,
And into this piece, there is arising what wants to clear, which is panic, rage. Now, the mind has stories about it, they're projections. You drop the stories. You don't believe the mind. Presence awareness. You come with wholly empty hands without those dreams onto your God. Let them continue. It's just they have nothing to do with you. They've no authority. They're just dreams. They're just rising on behalf of nothing and no one. No one's thinking them. They're not about anyone because there's no me. There's just presence awareness. Now, you, presence awareness, are now going to witness what wants to clear in you, which is panic, but it has no story, which is rage, but it has no story. No one
right,
owns it. Nothing caused it. Nothing needs to fix it. See, that's the mind coming in, going, oh, let's have stories about this and make up dreams. Let's go into the
right,
dream world. Let's live there. Right? No, come back. Hold the empty hands onto your God. Come home to the peace of God that's always here. Now, let's see what wants to clear. What is panic without the story of the one who owns it? Without the story of the things that caused it? Without the story that it needs to be fixed? What is panic arising in the peace of awareness? Okay, it's a sensation in the body. Can I give it permission to be here as long as it wants without trying to change it so it can move out? That's it. That's as simple as this is. The mind is complicating everything. This is so simple.
right, right. It's like
Does
letting
that
go
make
of a
sense?
balloon. No, it makes total sense. Um,
Yes. Letting go of the mind is like letting go of a balloon. It really is.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
extraordinary. It's extraordinary. I couldn't believe it the first time the balloon went. There was no mind.
right,
And
right.
yet, what I was here, and it was here all along, but it was obscured by the balloon. But just when when the balloon was let go by no one, there was just what's here. I have to call it presence awareness to communicate with you, but that's still a label. So what's
Right.
here isn't presence awareness because those are thoughts, those are words. But what are they arising in? Because that's what is, and that's what everything is. Everything. So within presence awareness, all everything that needs to become cleared and healed is going to rise up. And all you have to do is not believe the mind stories. They're not happening to someone. There's nobody that owns these emotions. Okay, because there's no me. Presence awareness is what you are. There's no me. And these emotions, they need to clear. And they're going to come up. And all you have to do is feel them without owning them and telling yourself stories about them.
Right,
There's no
right,
story.
right.
Presence awareness has no story. Presence awareness doesn't have to do anything to be itself. It's fine. All you have to do is be you whilst these energies want to come up and clear. And the way they clear is when you stop fighting them. So it turns out the end of suffering is when you stop trying to end suffering. When
That
pain is
means,
allowed to be here without an argument, without trying to fix it, it heals all by itself. But when there's any agenda for it, when there's a fight, when there's a doing, when there's a fixing, when there's
mhm.
there's a big story here, I have to get involved in stories, see, then nothing clears.
I guess let me just share this one part. So if I've had experiences,
But you don't
if I
have
am in my
experiences.
oneness,
No, but
okay,
Kathy, who's the one that has experiences? Can you look in those experiences and look for the me and tell me if you can find it?
no,
Okay. So you don't have experiences. You are what all experience is arising in. Presence awareness. The whole thing is arising in presence awareness. There's no you having experiences. If sadness is here, there's no you having that experience. That sadness is arising in you. There's no you that owns it. There's no you having the experience of
right,
sadness. That's a
right,
thought. That's a dream. See, the ego thinks, oh, when I have enlightenment, there'll be no more sadness. That's not true,
right.
right?
No, I get that.
This is a dream of pleasure and pain. And as long as the body's appearing in the dream, there's going to be pleasure and pain, right? That's going to keep happening. So enlightenment isn't avoiding pain and having pleasure forever. It's not that. Instead, it is it is realizing there's nobody that's having pleasure and nobody that's in pain. These are just what's arising in awareness, and awareness is untouched by it. They don't add anything to awareness. They don't take anything from awareness. That's freedom.
And can we,
Yes, there's a dream of pleasure and pain, but there's nobody at the mercy of them. There's no one clinging to pleasure and trying to avoid pain. That's the dream. There's no one there.
yeah, and I understand that. I guess I feel like, and I guess it's the story, when I am in fully open to the wholeness, I'll be guided to do something. Like there is a man crunched by a tree, and I was guided to go touch this man, and the man came out of the tunnel. I mean, is that all a story too? Or when
Well,
we're
we
open?
could, okay, you have to be careful with it, but it could be a
No, yeah.
right-minded story. It could be a right-minded story, which is still a story and it's not true,
Right. No,
but it
I
could be a
get that.
right. So as long as you think there's a you, you could think that there's a you that can listen to the ego or listen to the guidance.
But it wasn't. It was more being used, if it makes sense. It's just that awareness of my chatty head was quiet.
Yeah, but what's doing the using is what you are. There isn't really a you to be used. Language is wholly inadequate to this, Kathy. I need you to understand that the mind will never get this. The mind will never, there's no
Okay.
such thing as duality. So there isn't really someone listening to guidance from something else. So when
Just let
presence
it go of
awareness,
it.
when
Letting
presence,
go of everything is what you're basically saying. Even though
and
I always
that's,
felt it wasn't me, I guess is what I'm saying.
yeah, but I always felt it wasn't me. What's that?
Oh, oh,
It's a thought. See, stay
sorry.
out of thoughts. Stay out of thoughts, and you're not. The mind has a million questions which will never get answered. If there's a million years for the mind to ask a million questions, there will be no answers sufficient, and the mind will have a million more questions, and there'll be another million years, and nothing will ever get resolved.
Okay,
The mind cannot understand the truth. It can't get it. If you
got it.
understand that, you'll stop answering the mind's inane questions because they arise on behalf of a self that doesn't exist. The mind can't get this. Okay. But are you present and aware? That's the whole truth. That's the
Right.
only thing you know. Everything else is the mind, the one that can't get this, the one thing in all the universe that doesn't know. The mind says the mind doesn't really know anything, can't really know anything because it's not you, not that mind, not that thinking mind, that analyzing mind. Who is the one that's thinking? There's no one there. They're just thoughts and they don't mean anything. But am I present and aware? That's it. That's the simplicity of salvation. Am I present and aware? Yes. Is everything okay here? Yes. Oh, pain is arising. Pleasure is arising. Pain is arising. Pleasure is arising. Is it having any effect on presence awareness? No. No. Presence awareness is absolutely fine. It is the truth of everything and everyone. It is the truth of the pleasure, the truth of the pain. It is the substance out of which the whole dream is made, and it's untouched by any of it. And the only thing I have to realize is there's no one to get guidance. There's no one to do the right thing. There's no one to do the wrong thing. There's no one that's guilty. There's no one that's innocent. There's nobody that's doing it right. There's nobody that's doing it wrong.
Mhm.
There's no one there, and that's freedom. This is the clear seeing of the complete non-existence of everything you ever taught yourself to be. And there's just total clarity, a quiet joy, the end of seeking. And the dream can be whatever the hell it's going to be. And all is well. So stay out of the mind. The mind can't get this. That's why the course says the mind can't get anything. That's why the course says forget every thought you've ever had, all the thoughts you think of what's good and bad and right and wrong, every thought you've ever had about what you are, what God is. Let the whole lot go. They're all lies. Forget this world, forget this course, and come with wholly empty hands onto your God. Accept salvation for yourself. Total escape from the past, total lack of interest in the future. What in this moment is here when there's a total surrender, when there's a total letting go, when the balloon is let go? What's left? What's here? What is essence? Just this alive,
Ah,
awake, aware emptiness, which is everything, and everything is this
freedom.
for no one. Yeah,
Mm,
freedom for no one. It doesn't belong to anyone. That's the dream. There's just freedom. Not for anyone. No one's in it. No one's chasing it. No one can lose it. No one has to get it back. Those are dreams. Those are thoughts. Freedom
mm,
is all that's here because the atonement is done. We see the journey from the point at which it ended. See? Imagining we're making it once again. How are we imagining we're making once again? Because we imagine we're the body and the thoughts, but you're not. You are that which is at the end of the journey. Presence awareness already. You just keep going back to the dream machine. Stay out of the dream machine and all is well. This is what you are. This is what everyone is. There you go. So what's the problem?
oh, no problem. May I ask you one question? How do you
Yep.
live life? When
See, you're
I'm
asking that
listening to
question
you,
because you think that there has been a me that was thinking and deciding and doing. And now you're going, well, what happens when that me is not there anymore?
you
What
just
you're missing
happened.
is the me was never there.
Got it.
Thoughts
At
have
the
always
beginning.
happened all by themselves. They lead to decisions that happens all by themselves, that leads to actions that happens all by themselves.
Mhm,
There was never anyone doing that.
mhm,
So, of course, Miracle says, who is the you that's living in the world? Spirit is immortal and immortality is a constant state. It implies no change at all. So, who is the you that's living in the world? There's no you in the world. The world isn't you. There's no thinker. There's no decider. There's no doer. Why
mhm,
would you not be overjoyed to learn that all the evil you think you did was never done? Why? Because there's no you to do it. You're not in the dream. The dream's in you. Thoughts happened all by themselves. These are just processes. Thoughts, feelings, decisions, actions. That's all just arising as a dream in heaven. But you're heaven. See, there's no one in the dream. There's just
mhm,
heaven appearing as the dream, but there's no others. There's no self and other. There's no separateness. The tiny mad idea was just an idea. Oneness, non-duality is just appearing as multiplicity and diversity, but there's not really multiplicity and diversity.
mhm,
Now, again, I want to say to you, your mind can't get this,
mhm,
but you already are this when you stop
mhm.
asking the dream machine for help. You'll know it by being it. Remember, the
In
true
this
self can't
moment.
think about itself.
So it's just the now, the now, the now,
Well,
continually.
have you ever been in the past?
No, just my chatty mind goes there, but no,
Have you ever been in the future?
nope,
Have you ever been anywhere except now?
nope.
And have you ever interacted with the past in any way except through the dream machine, through
Mm,
thoughts?
no.
And have you
Feels like
ever
we talked
interacted
about
with a
that.
future except with the dream machine, the thoughts?
Right, right. Nope.
Okay, you are not in the now. The now is what you are. The
Mhm,
now is what everything is arising in,
mhm,
what it's made of, and what it's known by, and what it dissolves back into. There's only now. There's nothing
mhm,
else. That's source, right?
mhm,
But when you believe a thought and identify with it, you seem to split yourself off from your source. And now
mhm,
you think you are someone in the now with a past
mhm,
traveling to a future.
mhm,
But you see, you've just split yourself off from reality with thoughts.
mhm, mhm.
But what happens when you lay down your dreams, you holy son of God? When you go, but am I present and aware? What happens? When
Back
you
to being
find the one with the past and the future,
no. Mm-mm,
it's just this, what's here,
mhm, mhm,
everywhere. What's here everywhere and what's everywhere here. It's the mind that's doing the duality dream. But
mhm.
the mind isn't you. Your presence awareness.
Just a crazy
Those
story.
everything is just a crazy story,
Yeah, just
except
crazy.
except what is here in this moment when I let all things be exactly as they are.
Mm, it's that presence. It's peace.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
For no one. Because there was
yeah.
never anyone that's just this. It's everyone. Yeah.
Mm,
And that's salvation. It's
mhm,
at this moment, Complete salvation is offered you, and you can accept it. So in that moment, that's complete salvation until you believe the next thought and think you're thinking it. And then you've split yourself off from salvation to think you are someone that needs salvation, but there's no one there.
Mhm.
Salvation's done. Heaven is here. The whole thing is just a faulty formulation of reality with no effect at all. There's no one needs, like there is no seeker. The seeker is is an illusion manufactured by thoughts. No one here.
Mhm.
Thanks so much, Kathy.
Thank you, Keith.
Yeah. Stop believing your
I
thoughts and you're
appreciate
good. Just stop believing your
it.
thoughts. And all the emotions that want to come up and clear, they
Yeah,
stop trying to fix them. Stop having an
right,
agenda for them. They're here to clear, and the way they clear
right,
is for you to surrender to them being here. They have no effect on your peace, provided you don't fight with them and want to fix
right,
them.
right, right.
So
The
if you do
resistance.
that, you have separated yourself off, split yourself off from your source, which is presence awareness. Because who wants to fix it?
Oh, yeah, no, it's that little
See?
tiny self. Yeah.
Yeah, which isn't there, which has no reality at all. Right, thanks so much, Kathy. That will take us out.
Thank
Guys,
you.
thanks so much for joining us here on our inaugural Saturday Zoom meeting. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and we will catch up in the Facebook group during the week. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.